your feedback. Okay, yeah, thank you. So yeah, I want you guys to have a go at home. And I'm also going to be giving you a lot of advice and suggestions on how to improve your band score. Okay, then. So we're a little bit early, which is fine. So Shah, can we start the screen share? Let's begin the presentation. Just whilst we're waiting for the slides to come up, just a few ground rules. Nothing serious. I want you guys to enjoy today. So rule number one is relax and enjoy yourself. Okay. Next one, if you have any questions, please stop me. Okay. I don't mind if you interrupt. Raise your hand on the options. If you can type your questions in on the chat box, or if you're watching at on Facebook, if you can type your questions in, I know somebody will be monitoring and can ask me a question. If we don't have any questions during, at the end of today's session, I would like to have a Q&A. So if you want to save your questions to the end, again, that's fine as well. Okay, so can everyone just let me know, can you see the first slide? Free Ielts lecture, World English review. Can everyone see that? Just let me know in the chat box or audio. Can you see the slide? Anyone? Feedback? Yeah, excellent. Good. Thank you. I always get worried. Technical difficulties. Sometimes I'm just talking away and no one's listening. Okay. So yeah, again, today's lecture, we're going to focus on reading July 6th. Halfway through the year already. Wow. I remember when we had New Year's Eve coming into 2021, and everyone was hopeful. Oh, it's a new year, no more COVID. Well, anyway. Okay, so today's lecture, 3 o'clock until 5 p.m. So just 2 hours, time. Let's continue then. We've got a lot to cover. And as I said, I want you guys to enjoy today. Okay, next. So yeah, here's just the background again. Chat box, I think just the chat box today. Any comments, any answers? If I ask you any questions, that's where we're going to be putting the answer. Of course, enjoy. Please stop me. I promise I won't shout. Ask me any question about the reading exam. Of course, today it's free. All right. Oh, it says I'm an expert on the subject. Yeah, well, I do get a band 9 for all areas of Ielts. So yeah, that's true. And we're going to talk about some review programs where World English or how World English can help you at the end of the session. So keep watching, watch until the end. Okay, next. So yeah, this is me. My name is Barrie. I'm actually from England in the UK. You might recognize the British accent. I do get told quite often for IELTS that the British accent is one of the most difficult, especially for the listening exam. But hopefully, and again, I've also been told that my accent is quite clear. I do try.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, in the UK, I was actually a lawyer for 15 years. There we go. Yeah, so I was actually a lawyer in the UK for 15 years. Eventually, I needed a change and discovered teaching and discovered that I really enjoy teaching. It's such a rewarding career to watch people develop, achieve their goals. So yeah, that really makes me happy. Just a little bit about my background. I do cover both general training and academic, of course. I also do general English and business English as well. And of course, a Band 9. It's really important that you know who's training you. There are so many Ielts preparation companies out there, not just in the Philippines, all over the world. And the people that are teaching just don't have the qualifications. Or maybe they took Ielts themselves and they got a 6 and they're trying to give you help. So it is really important that you know who's training you so that you can rely on the information. Just a little bit about my qualifications. TEFL, TESOL, quite widely respected for teaching. Also Cambridge CELTA, very, very difficult course and expensive, but well worth it. It's given me so many ideas and help in actually training people to get the best out of them. So yeah, really well qualified and of course high band score in Ielts. Okay, enough about me. Let's get on to today. So next slide. Okay, yeah. We also have other trainers. One of the main trainers of World English is, of course, Sir Lee, and a wealth of experience from Sir Lee. So you might have some lessons with Lee or lectures. Again, lots of experience. Been doing Ielts for what's that, over 15 years, 16 years now. And again, another Band 9 as well. Similar qualifications, CELTA, TEFL, TESOL, really helpful to pass on information to students. And of course, not blonde. I don't know why that's important. Does not have a British accent. Yeah, I'm the one with the British accent, not Lee. But yes, even with a Filipino accent, you can get a Band 9 in speaking. Okay, definitely possible. Just need the right training. Okay, next. So today, yeah, reading lecture. Okay. Let's start with actually what happens in the exam so that you know what to expect on your exam day. So typically, the reading exam will begin at 11 a.m. Okay, it's usually the second exam of the day. You'll start with listening at 9 o'clock. Reading will then be around 10 o'clock and writing at 11. Sometimes you will have your speaking arranged in the afternoon, or quite often your speaking will be on a different day, okay? Because they have to arrange one-on-one live for the speaking exams. If you're planning to take the computer-based Ielts, there is more flexibility with the dates and times, so there's more slots available. I just want to mention one thing that does confuse a lot of people, that's misunderstood about the computer-based Ielts. It's not at your home, okay? It's not online. It just simply means that you're at the test center and you're writing your answers using a computer workstation, okay? And that's for listening, reading, and writing. All right, so that's what it means by computer-based Ielts. Not at home. You still have to go to the test venue. It has to be secure. Make sure that you are the right person. There's nobody in the background helping you. So you will have to go to the venue, but computer-based is just using a workstation. Okay, I mentioned that the paper-based exams, usually on a Saturday, listening starts at 9. I do recommend to arrive at least 1 hour before 9 o'clock, so around 8 a.m. There's a lot to do before you can actually start the exam. A lot of registration, taking your ID, biometrics, securing your personal belongings. So do make sure that you arrive plenty of time in advance. So back to today, reading exam. There are different questions for academic and general training. Typically, the general training will be more everyday situations. So it could be renting accommodation, booking a holiday, applying for a job, joining a club, that kind of thing. So everyday situations for general training. Academic is much more wider with their topics. There can be some really unusual topics like space exploration or dinosaurs or different scientific experiments. So academic is more complicated with the material. There's also more to read for academic. Generally, there's much more for the academic reading exam, as you would expect. That's no surprise. Okay. What does it say? A minimum of 250 words. That's wrong. Let me erase. There's an error. I do apologize. Let me get my pen. Yeah, 250 words. That's writing. Okay. There are and the bottom as well. How strange. Maybe it's copied from the writing. I do apologize. Let me tell you about reading them. So 40 questions in total. Let me write this on here. 40 questions in total. That's the same for academic and general training, 40 questions. And you have 1 hour in total for the exam. Oh, what happened with the slide? Can we go back? Keep going, keep going. Okay, yeah, here we go. So yeah, 40 questions in total, 1 hour to complete your exam. What else? There is no extra time at the end to transfer your answers. So you actually have to answer the questions and you have to transfer to your answer sheet all within 1 hour. So quite a lot to do. Okay, let's keep going. Next. Okay, reading. This is not a knowledge test, and I can't say that enough. A lot of people get worried about the topics. You know, they look at space exploration I mentioned, and they think, oh, I don't know anything about this topic. How am I going to answer the question? My advice is relax. It's not a knowledge test. You don't need to understand what you're reading, okay? It's not going to help you. All you're being tasked to do is to locate the answer. That's it. And the answers are there. So you just need to find the answer somewhere in the passage, and that's it. You don't need to create your answer. You don't need to say why. It's all about finding the answers. What's going to help you overall, in general, with the reading exam? Of course, your speed. If you are a slow reader, I'm sorry, you're going to have a hard time. Most of the candidates that are slow readers do not finish. Okay, so that's a warning. You do need to develop your ability to read quickly. I mentioned 1 hour. It is challenging. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to read. Some of the questions can be difficult, can take up a lot of time. How can you improve your speed for reading? I think everybody knows the answer. How can you improve your speed? Reading at home, okay? Ask yourself honestly, all right? Are you reading enough at home? You can't cheat on this. There is no shortcut. The only way to improve your speed is to read regularly, okay? So if you're not reading in English at the moment, make it part of your schedule. All right, you don't need to read for hours every day. My suggestion is to try and put aside 15 or 20 minutes every day, okay? Or, 4 to 5 times a week. If you can do that, your speed will improve, guaranteed, absolutely guaranteed. Also, another advantage of reading at home is that it will develop your vocabulary, okay? Again, this is another reason why students don't get the score they need. This is not just for reading, this applies to all areas of Ielts. They just don't have the vocabulary, they don't know the words, and they're missing the answer. Again, how to develop your vocabulary reading at home. I would suggest quality material, okay, which does not mean Facebook posts or TikTok. I'm sorry. I do recommend reading the news, okay. Why do I recommend the news? Well, it changes every day, okay, so there's always something new. It's free as well. Find a news channel that you like. It could be Filipino, Philippine Star, Manila Bulletin. What else is there? Pampanga Sun, that's another one. If you prefer international news, BBC, CNN, probably two of the biggest. All of them, though, are free. Okay, I read the news every day, particularly the sports section. Okay, however, even the sports news has really good vocabulary. It's written by a professional writer, so I do enjoy the sports news. Find a section that you like. Okay, so it could be entertainment, it could be technology, health. Okay, yeah, lots of nurses obviously today. Go to the news, go to the section about health, and read at least one story, one article a day. Okay, it's not a lot to ask, and it will improve your score. Okay, enough about that. I've given you the advice. Make sure that you read at home. Okay, next. So I want to have a look at the techniques needed. It's not just simply read everything. You don't have to read every single word. I want to save you some time. So there are 2 techniques that you can use for the reading exam that will save you time. Let's have a look. Okay, next. So first technique is skimming. If you're not familiar with this technique, I'm pretty sure everyone will have done this as a child when you're younger. You get a rock or a pebble and you go to some water, maybe a lake or a pond. What do? You get the rock and you throw it into the water, trying to get it to bounce across the surface. This is skimming. So you're skimming with the rock or the pebble, sorry. Same technique can be used for reading, skim reading. So what is skim reading? Let's find out. Okay, next. So what you're trying to do, what's the purpose of skim reading, is really just trying to get a general overview of the material. You don't have to read every single word. You're just looking at the key words as you go. Okay, so you can do this quite quickly, and you don't have to understand the meaning of what's in the passage, but you are trying to get the general idea, quite often called the gist, the general idea of each paragraph or the topic. And this is going to save you a lot of time, all right? And if you want, and I do recommend, when you are skim reading, you can actually make notes on your question paper. I generally find that the students that make notes and circle, underline, write some short notes in the or on the question paper, they generally score higher, okay, because they're more prepared. The students that have a question paper that's all nice and neat at the end have usually missed something. Okay, so definitely I encourage you to write on your question paper. If you're taking computer-based IELTS, you can actually do this on screen as well. So it's both options. So let's have a practice with skim reading. Let's keep going. Next slide, please. So we have a very short passage all about a tiger shark, and we only have 3 paragraphs. So if I'm skim reading, okay, I'm just looking at the keywords only. I don't need to read every single word. So if I look at paragraph 1, okay, what are the keywords that stand out for you? Well, solitary, it will hunt during the night, it's a predator, it's the killer, and humans also hunt. So just the keywords. I can then make some notes to the side that help me understand what is paragraph 1 all about. So let's reveal. Next. Oops, oh, they're all there. Okay, so yeah, paragraph 1, all about hunting. We've got the answers, but that's okay. Paragraph 2, the description was size and home. So what's the key words? Again, 10 to 14 feet long. They weigh 1,400 pounds. Found in New Zealand, Japan, Caribbean, other places as well. I don't need to memorize it. I don't need to memorize the measurements, the weight, the locations. I'm just trying to get an idea, what is paragraph 2 all about, size and home. And then paragraph 3, again, just look at the keywords, you're skimming. So what do they eat? Okay, seals, dolphins, lobsters, other sharks and squids. Okay, they do not eat humans. Good, thanks. But they do bite them. Okay. So all about what they eat, their food. You can use your own words to summarize. I wrote food. You could have put diet. You know, it will work just as well. But you should be getting into the habit of making notes about each paragraph. This will help you. It will save you time that you don't have to read every word. So a good technique to get used to. Okay, let's keep going. Next. Not clear. Okay, let me try and clear. Why won't that clear? Not clearing. Okay, never mind. Second technique is scanning. Okay, so what is scanning? Let me get my pen. So magnifying glass, it's searching. Okay, scanning is really just searching. It's not fast reading, but you are looking for, oh, what happened? Oh dear. Our slide has gone. Technical difficulties. Oh dear. I'll continue. Hopefully we can get the slide back in a couple of minutes. So I was telling you about the second technique of scanning, which is searching. You're really just looking for the information. You don't have to understand. Okay, you don't need to read every word again, but you're just looking for the information that matches your question. Okay, so that's searching. Here we go. Or scanning. Yeah. Okay, good. You would normally skim first to locate the correct paragraph, and then you would use scanning to search through that paragraph to find the specific information. You would generally go across each line and then onto the next line, just looking for matching information. One thing with Ielts is that you might not be searching for an identical word. It could be a synonym. And this is really common for Ielts. Okay, synonyms. So what is a synonym? It's an alternative word that has the same meaning. So just a quick example, if I'm thinking about the word good, what would be the synonyms of good? In fact, let's get some interaction. Chat box, synonyms of the word good. Let me know what you think. What are the alternative words that have the same meaning? So answers on the chat box. Let's see what you come up with. Nice, commendable, yeah, good. Any more? Fine, yeah, good. Fine again, yeah. Any more? Alternative words to good. There's lots, there are lots. Promising, yeah, it's nice. Amazing, awesome, excellent, there's a nice one, yeah, excellent, fantastic, good, good. So we're thinking about synonyms, words that have the same meaning. Remarkable, there's a good one, yeah. So just remember that you might not be searching for an identical match. Okay, quite often in the reading passage, it could be a synonym. Okay, all right, let's keep going. Next. Okay, so we had a quick practice with skimming. We're now going to have a practice with scanning. Okay, so we have bus routes in Metro Manila. I don't know if these are true. So if you are traveling later on today, don't rely on this information. Let's have a look at our question. Okay, next. Okay, let's find out the question. Next. So where does the bus end on Route 9? Okay, so again, I'm scanning. I don't need to read every single word. What do? Well, I'm going to start over here. I can see that we've got Route E. We've got Route 9, which is in the green. I don't need to look any further. I found Route 9, and I want to find where the bus ends. So again, I go right to the end. Robinson's Antipolo. Okay, this technique is scanning. And this is more of a visual, more of a picture demonstration. But we use the same technique in reading. You can ignore big sections of the passage, and you can just go straight to the area that your answer is likely to be just by finding the matching information. So scanning and skimming, two very helpful techniques that are going to save you time. Okay, next. Of course, Robinson's Antipolo, yeah. Okay, let's keep going. So different styles of question. I mentioned this earlier. Let's find out. Next. So we've got missing words, true, false, not given, or sometimes it's yes, no, not given. They're very, very similar. We've got multiple choice and we have matching headings. Okay, next. So yeah, some style of question will appear more than once. So for example, missing words is very common, and you're likely to see several sections that have missing word style questions. So I'd like to have a look at each of these. I'm going to give you some questions that you can have a go at, and I'm going to give you some advice and suggestions for each of the styles. Just before we start, which of these headings do you think is the most difficult? Okay, so let me know on the chat box. Which style of question do you find the most difficult? Missing words, true, false, not given, multiple choice, or matching headings? I've got my opinion of what I think is the most difficult, but I'd like to hear from you guys. Which ones? We've got true, false, not given, matching headings, true, false, not given, yeah, or both. Yeah, definitely those two, isn't it? So we're looking at this one and this one. Yeah, personally, let's get rid of this. I think matching headings are the most difficult, which I will come on to later. I'm going to give you some advice on how to answer these really quick, not really quickly, but quicker. Okay, let's keep going. Next. So we're going to start with missing words. Okay. So missing words, this style, this type of question, you're going to have a number of sentences and they will have gaps, okay, blanks. And your job is to complete the sentence, okay? What's important though, is that you should be using words from the reading text. And this is important because you should not be creating your own answer. You just need to find the correct answer and copy. That's it. Okay, don't change the tense. Don't change the form. If it's single, don't turn it into plural. You just need to copy the words from the reading text. Okay. It is testing your vocabulary. Okay. You do need to be aware of paraphrasing. And we mentioned synonyms, of course, again. So what I want to look at in this presentation is what are the most common problems with missing words? What do people find difficult about this section? Of course, I'm going to give you some help and we're then going to have a go. Okay, so let's find out next. Okay, so you've got the incomplete sentences. The first thing that you should do is always check the instructions. It's always in bold and it will tell you a maximum number of words, okay? For example, no more than 2 words. So this means that your answer might be 1 or it might be 2. If you're writing 3, even if 2 of them are correct, you are automatically wrong. Okay, so I always circle the instructions. I want to make sure that I comply, that I follow the instructions. It could be 1 or 2 only here. If the question paper says no more than 3, then of course 1, 2, or 3, that's fine. But do follow the instructions. That's the first thing that I look at. And again, it does say from the text. So we mentioned, do not change the words. Just copy it exactly as it appears in the reading passage. Okay, next. So main problems, people are looking for matching words. So they look at the question. For example, it might be talking about children. And all they're doing is they're searching, oh, children, children. Where does it say the words children? Okay, and they're looking for an exact match. This is quite common. We should be looking for paraphrasing or synonyms. So if we have a question that refers to children, the reading passage might say boys and girls. It might say the youth, kids, adolescents, young ones. So there's lots of synonyms that could be used, and it's testing your vocabulary to make sure that you can identify the match that has the same meaning. So yeah, this is a common problem. Don't always look for a matching word, but look for the matching meaning. Another common problem is students do start to read the passage first. And I don't understand why, because you don't know what you're looking for. You're reading blind, and it's just a waste of time. It's not going to help you. So always go to the question first, okay? Try to understand the question. Once you understand what the question is asking you, then you know what you're looking for. It's going to save you time. Okay, next. So some tips and advice. Always read the instructions first. Okay, yeah. So go to, so the instructions tell you the maximum number of words. Always go to the question before reading the text so you understand what you're trying to find. And what I find helpful is to actually, let's do this now, to actually circle or underline the key parts to the question, just the key words. This helps you focus on the central idea, okay, the key part to the question. Again, circle, underline, you know, whatever you find helpful, computer-based or paper-based, you can do this on your question paper. Again, you're going to have to search the passage for the correct section. You won't find the exact matching words, but it's going to be synonyms. When you've found your correct section, always compare the question to the missing word. Does it fit? Does it match? Okay. And what a lot of students do forget at the end, they find their answer, they write their answer in the blank space, and then they move on to the next question. There is one more thing that you should be doing, and that's to actually test your answer. Read the whole sentence. Quite often, you will notice that it doesn't make sense or there is a grammatical mistake. Your sentence must be correct for it to be the correct answer. So always test your answer at the end. Okay, don't forget step 6. Always test your answer. Okay, let's keep going. Next. So we've got a sample. This is from a real exam. Okay. We have part of a reading passage. I've not got the whole passage, so I have made it easier for you. We only have 2 paragraphs to look through. We've got one question. There are more questions, by the way. So what's the first thing that I do? I check the instructions. No more than 2 words. Okay, so my answer might be 1 word, or it might be 2 words, but no more. Okay. I always go straight to the question. I want to try and understand what's being asked. It says before setting off. Okay. That's the bold headings are always important. It says use PAPS. I don't know what that is, and I don't need to know, but it's going to be a key part. Send your blank details and current vehicle inspection documents. Okay, so I'm going to search the reading passage. I've got lots of key information. Which of the key information shall I look for first? Well, my suggestion would be to look for the one that is the most unusual or easiest to find. Here, I'm going to highlight PAPS because I think that's going to be easier to find. I'm not going to look for the word details or documents. I think PAPS will be easier to find. Once I've found one of my key parts, I can check that the other key parts are also present. So we've only got 2 paragraphs. I have a quick look in paragraph 1. There's nothing about PAPS. So I move on to paragraph 2. Where is the information? Let's reveal. I think you've probably found it already. So where is the information? Let's highlight. Next. There we go. So the pre-approval processing system, PAPS. I don't know what it is. I'm not familiar with this, but that's okay. When you're using this system, you need to provide information about your shipment. There's more though, and send proof of your inspection for your vehicle. We're not interested in the vehicle. That's not part of the question. What is the other side of the and? The two pieces of information. The other side is you must send your shipment, okay? And we've got our answer over here, shipment. Again, test your word. Does the whole sentence make grammatical sense? For this, send your shipment details and current inspection documents. Yeah, that sounds correct. I've not changed the tense or the grammar, just copy the word. Okay, same technique, let's keep going. Next. Okay, a bit more here, 16, 17, and 18. Okay, I'll do the first one. I want you guys to do 17 and 18. Same technique. I don't look at the passage. I go straight to the question. What do we have here? Before arriving at the border, we need to check documents such as, so it's a kind of document, and birth certificate, passport, ready for inspection. So I'm not interested in the birth certificate or the passport. It's another document that's missing. So let's reveal the highlights. Next. There we go. Yeah. Oh, again. Oh, I was enjoying that one as well. Let's see if we can get that slide. Oh, not too bad. We're back. Yeah, there we go. So we've got the birth certificate here. Let me get my pen. Yeah, we've got the, there we go, highlight it. Yeah, we've got the birth certificate there. We've got the passport. Photo ID was the extra one. What about 17 and 18? I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. 17 and 18. Have a go at those on your own. Answers on the chat box. What do you think? 17 and 18. I will do some highlighting. Okay, so 17 keywords. You've got to make sure the blank are on. Okay, something is on. What do we normally mean when we say something is on or off? So it suggests maybe something electrical, and it has to be inside the vehicle. So what is electrical inside the vehicle? What do we think? 17. We've got some answers on the chat box. It's not paperwork. It's not paperwork, by the way. You cannot turn paperwork on. Test your word. Make sure the paperwork are on. Again, it's grammatically wrong anyway. Okay. Somebody's suggesting I-94 or visa. So again, test your word. Make sure the visa are on inside the vehicle. No. Maria's got it. Let's reveal 17. Next. Okay, next highlight. Yeah, you must turn on interior cab lights. Okay. We don't have the instructions on this slide, but the last one did say 2 words maximum. So we can get rid of interior and it's just going to be cab lights. So yes. What about 18? Check the blank in the vehicle can be easily seen. Well, we have easy inspection, easily seen. What's inside the vehicle? The drapes and the blinds, yes, but they're both in the sleeper area. We have too much interior drapes or blinds. If you say drapes, you're missing out the blinds. If you say blinds, then you're missing the drapes. And if you have both of them, then you've got too many words. So this is a trick with Ielts, maximum of 2 words. And we have interior drapes or blinds. So it can't be any, and you can't say drapes / blinds because that's changing. So it's sleeper areas. Let's reveal. Ah, oh, wow. Again, let's see if we can get that back. Okay, no, okay, coming back. All right, good. So, having a hard time today. So, yeah, there's too much information, interior drapes or blinds, but we do have sleeper areas. So that was 18. A little tricky one. Okay, let's keep going. Next. True, false, not given. And yes, no, not given. A few of you said earlier that this is a difficult section, and I do agree. For me, it's very close to being the most difficult. I think matching heading is a little bit more difficult. However, this area, this style, does cause a lot of problems. So what to expect? You're going to be given a number of factual statements, and you really just have to check whether in the reading passage it is true or false, or whether there is just no information provided. Okay, and yes, no, not given is very, very similar. Does it agree? Yes, no, or is there no information? So again, I'm going to look at what do people find difficult with this style. I'm going to talk about what does true, false, and not given actually mean. And of course, some tips and advice. And we're going to have another practice with this style. Okay, let's find out. Common problems next. Okay, let's keep going. So the biggest difficulty for me is the not given option. You're being asked to confirm that something is not there. And it's just not really a skill that we use hardly ever. So it is difficult. And you're looking for something that's not there. How much time do you spend? It's very easy to get carried away to search and search and then search again and then research just to confirm that it's not there. Okay, so this one does waste a lot of time. So you should be confident. And for me, give yourself a maximum of 2 to 3 minutes. If you can't find the information, I would mark it down as not given and move on to the next. Be strict with your time. You do have to manage your time. It goes quickly. Also, other problems is failing to understand exactly what the statement means. And therefore, you really don't know whether it is true or false or not given. And a lot of students just end up guessing. So let's give you some help on this section. Okay, next. Yeah, we've done that one already. Okay, next. Okay, what does true, false, not given mean? So we're going to start with true. It needs to confirm the information. So it needs to support. It needs to be on the same side for it to be true. If we're looking at false, then it needs to contradict or be the opposite. Okay. Even if it's false, there is still information in the passage. It might be the opposite, or it might not agree, but there is information there. That's the key with false. And of course, not given, it's just impossible to know. The reading passage does not discuss the statement. It's completely silent. So what about some help? I'd like to give you a strategy that's going to help you with this section. Let's find out next. So my advice for true, false, not given. Number one is to identify the keywords in the question. So this is actually quite similar. This one here. Okay, so it's similar to missing words. I go to the question first, and I just look for the key information. Again, circle it, underline it, break the question down into small parts, okay? And then it becomes easier to understand. If you're trying to memorize a long statement and then find out if it's true, false, or not given, you're going to forget, okay? If you only need to remember two key parts that you've summarized, it's easier to remember. So break the question down into keywords or key parts. Second thing that you should be doing is locate the correct paragraph. So remember, skimming to locate which paragraph has the same topic or the same gist or idea, and then scanning to locate the right sentence in that paragraph. Once you've got all of your key parts, you can then use more detailed reading to confirm. And you've got your first test. Okay, test one. Are all of the key parts present? So just demonstrating an example. If the question is talking about children enjoying and a festival, okay, if I can find information about enjoying a festival, I have not found all of the key information. It must mention information about children as well. So if I can find 2 out of 3, it must be not given. If I can find 1 out of 3 or 2 out of 4, it has to be not given. You must be able to find information about all of the key parts to the question. So my first test actually confirms or eliminates not given. Okay, that's my first part. Is it not given? Yes or no? Is all of the information there? Even if it's not the same, does it talk about all the sections? If it passes test 1, so it's not given, it must be true or false. So my second test is simply, does the reading passage have the same meaning, yes or no? And of course, yes will be true and no will be false. So it's a 2-stage test. Get rid of not given. Is it yes or no? And that becomes easier to answer these styles of question. So check your question, break it down into key parts. Can you find all of the key parts, yes or no? If no, not given. If yes, does it have the same meaning? Yes or no? And I use the same technique again and again for every question that's true, false, not given. So let's put this into practice. Let's have a go. Okay, next. Okay, so we've got a section from a reading passage, Oxford School of Drama. Again, I'm not familiar with this topic, but you don't have to be an expert. We've got true, false, not given. We've got a selection of questions. I'm going to start with question 8. Okay. I'll do the first couple just to give you the idea. So question 8, let's look for the keywords. Okay, students can begin one-year course without any previous involvement in acting. Okay, so 3 key parts to this question. Think about synonyms as well. They can begin, they can start. It's a 1-year course that we're looking for, nothing different than that, just a 1-year course. And they've got no previous involvement in acting. What does that mean? No experience, no training. They've never done it before. So it might be phrased in a different way that has the same meaning. Okay, 1-year course. So we find that right at the top. What else? Previous experience. So let's find out, where is the information next? Okay, it's an intensive course. It's designed for those who have completed their academic studies and have some theatre or film experience already. Okay, so yeah, the reading passage talks about it. It cannot be not given. It must be true or false. Does it have the same meaning? No, the opposite. Question 8 says without any experience, and the passage says they should have some. So it's the opposite. What about question 9? Students will act in a performance. Okay, so act in a performance in front of their classmates at the end of the first term. Okay, the first term. Which one is the first term? Term 1. That's the first term. Term 1, 2, and 3. Okay, what does it say at the end of term 1 in the passage? Let's highlight next. Again, what's happening? Have you paid your Wi-Fi bill? Okay, we're back. We're back. Okay, let's. So we're on question 9. They will act in front of their classmates at the end of the first term. There's the first term. Let's reveal, where is the highlighted area next? Okay, next, there we go. So the term finishes with an internal production. A production is the performance. And who's going to be watching? Tutors and students. Well, students is the same as classmates. Okay. Is the information there? Yes. Does it have the same meaning? Yes. So it must be true. Okay, they will act in front of their classmates, in front of other students. So yes. I'll do one more, number 10, then you guys can have a go. Number 10, family members. Again, key parts, family members may attend a performance during the second term. Okay, so second term is over here. So we know which paragraph. Can family members attend? I'm looking for family, parents, brothers, sisters, relatives, things that are similar. What does it say? An internal performance. Okay. In front of an invited audience. Okay. Including casting directors and agents. Does it say whether family members will be there or will not be there? It does not say. So yeah, you're on the chat box. Not given, not given. Good, good, good. Let's confirm. Next. Okay, so yeah, number 10, not there at all. There is, I just want you to ignore these ones. That's on the next screen. So just question 11. I want you guys to have a go. Let's look at the keywords. Students are required to make a film on their own in the last term. So again, last term, which one's last term? Over here. Are they required to make a film? What do you think? True, false, not given. What about, let's have a look. So, where am I? Here we go. They can act a short film, but who is doing it? It's a professional crew. They will not be making the film. They might act in it, but it's going to be done by a professional crew. So the information is there. Cannot be not given. Is it true or false? Let's reveal. Yeah, 11 was false. Okay, I've got a few more questions. Let's keep going. I want to try and do about half an hour, 40 minutes or so, and then we'll do Q&A. So next screen. Okay, so different part of the passage. We're now just looking at questions 12, 13, and 14. So again, I'll start you off. In the first audition, they performed speeches worked on in advance. Is there any information about that? Well, first audition is here. Initial audition, first is the same. We've got speeches. Okay. So what do we think? True, false, not given? Let's find out next. Bit of a mixed bag. Next. Let's reveal number 12. It's true. Okay, yeah, it's true. You'll need to prepare. What does prepare mean? Well, work on in advance, same meaning. Okay, prepare, work on in advance, and we've got the speeches over here. So all the information is there, and it agrees. So 12 is true. What about 13? Oxford School of Drama, send candidates details, local accommodation. Which one's going to be the easiest to search for? I think it's going to be the Oxford School of Drama. I think that will be easiest. We've got that over here, Oxford School of Drama. They're going to send you details. Where does it say that? We will email you. Yeah. So Oxford School of Drama is here. We will email you here. Do we have local accommodation? Yeah, not given. So 2 of the 3 key parts we can find. We cannot find anything about local accommodation. Give yourself a few minutes only and then move on. It must be not given. Let's confirm. 13, next. Yeah, 13 not given. One more. So overseas candidates do all. That's important. All. It's a qualifying word. Okay, they can do all, not some, not one, but all their auditions via a digital link. Can they do all of them? Well, we've got overseas here. Okay. Your first audition can be DVD, YouTube, or a link to a website. Okay, well, website is digital link. Okay. But that's the first audition. What about the other auditions? Okay, if you're successful, you'll be invited to attend future auditions, and you must attend where? Here at the school. So you can't do all of them via a digital link, no. Is the information there? Yes. It cannot be not given. Yes or no? It does not agree, so it has to be false. Let's confirm next. So yeah, next, false. Okay, good. So remember the technique. Number one, look at the question, break it down into key parts. Number two, search the reading passage for the easiest to find key parts. Can you find all of the information? If you can only find some, it has to be not given. If you can find the information, does it match, yes or no, true or false? Okay, I hope that makes it a little easier. Let's keep going next. So we've got multiple choice. And then after this one, we have matching headings, which everyone's waiting for. But first, multiple choice. So again, your job really is just to choose the correct answer. You're going to have a list of possible choices. And this is really testing your ability to understand the main ideas. Okay, and then you've got to look for specific information. Quite often, Ielts is going to be sneaky, and there might be 2 or 3 of the options that look like they could be correct. They might have some matching words in them, and they will try and trick you with these. So do be careful. Let's have a look at, again, some common problems. So next. So yeah, students do sometimes read the text before the question, and there's just no point. You will be reading blind. So always go to the question first. I mentioned about being tricked, that of your options, there might be 2 or 3 that look like they could be the correct one. And these are called distractors. So things that look like they're correct, but they're actually completely wrong. And there's usually 2 or 3. So a common trick here is because they have matching keywords, and it does not always mean that it's the correct answer. So make sure that you understand the meaning rather than this answer has some of the matching words, it must be correct. No, not at all. Always read the whole sentence as well. It might look correct, but your option could change the meaning with words like but or however, can change the whole meaning of a sentence. We just saw that in the last one. Other words or words like and as well, again, can change the meaning, or not just and, but things like all. In fact, it was all, wasn't it? All changes the meaning of what you're trying to find. The first one agreed, but the second one was different. So words like all, qualifying words, can change the meaning of your question or statement. Okay, next. So again, here's a quick sample. We've got a reading passage all about being happy, and we've got a question with 4 answers. So straight to the question. Highlight the keywords, same technique, same as missing words, same as true, false, not given. Identify the key parts to the question. So what's the reviewer's attitude to advocates of positive psychology? Let's have a look at the passage. What does the writer say? Well, happiness is a goal, okay. If we're asked why happiness matters, we can give no further external reason. Let's highlight that next. Okay, so this part here. So we just can't give you any more information. We don't know. The answer's already been highlighted. D, yeah. D was our correct answer. Let me just mute you. There we go. Okay. Yeah, you've already revealed D. But let's have a look. A, no, nothing to do with that one. Over influence, no, nothing there. C, no, again. They're ignorant. What does ignorant mean? They can give you no more information. Again, it's testing your vocabulary. They don't know why. They can't give you any more information. So ignorant. Okay. Sometimes they say ignorance is bliss. So matching ideas, not the words. Let's keep going. I want you guys to have a go. Okay, next. So I want you guys to have a go with this one. I'll start you off. So the reviewer refers to the Greek philosopher Aristotle to suggest that happiness ... Okay, we have the Greek philosopher Aristotle here. But we're not interested in the philosopher, we're interested in the reviewer. So it starts here. Can you match? What do you think? A, B, C, D, which one? So remember, we're not interested in the Greek philosopher. We're interested in the reviewer. Why does the reviewer refer to the Greek philosopher? What is he saying about happiness? Is it A, it might not be just pleasure and no pain? Is it B, it should not be the main goal of humans? C, is not something that should be fought for? Or D, is not just an abstract concept? Let's have a look. Chat box. What do you think? A few people saying A. Anybody agree? Anybody disagree? What do you think? Not sure. Let's reveal. Okay, next. So yeah, there's the highlighted area. It's about the author, the reviewer, Bentham. Why did he mention about the Greek philosopher? Well, he said it's obvious human good consists of pleasure and the absence of pain. So no pain. That sounds good. Okay, and that matches with A. Again, let's confirm. Next. Yeah, A was our option. We can just double check, you know, if you've got time, have a look at B. Was it the main goals? No. Something we should fight for? No. Isn't abstract? No, no, no. It's definitely A. Okay. Very similar techniques. Question first, break it down into key parts. Skim or scan to find the correct area. Test your answer. Okay, let's keep going. Next. Matching headings. Yeah, I think this is the most difficult part of the reading exam. And you will find it in general training as well as academic. If you've practiced this one before, if you've had a look, I think it's difficult. What do you need to do? Well, you've got a list of options, which are headings or short sentences, and you need to match them to the correct paragraph. So what do people find difficult about this? Let's find out next. Yeah, there's too much information to get through, not enough time. This is a big problem. Sometimes you're trying to match a word or words from the options with the passage, and it might not be an exact match. Remember, they are testing your synonyms. Some of the headings could look quite similar, and you're not sure which option matches the paragraph. Spending too much time. Yeah, I think that this is a big problem, number 4. I quite often speak to people and say, why is it difficult? You know, can you just tell me what you're doing? And they're looking at the heading, the option, and then they're reading paragraph A, and they think, no, not a good match. They read paragraph B, no, not a good match. And they keep going until they have a match. Then they look at the next option, the next heading. What happens? They're reading paragraph A again. Then they're going to read paragraph B again. And there's a lot of duplication that you're reading the paragraphs again and again and again. And eventually you realize that you've spent too much time and you just start guessing. Okay, I know what happens. Okay, so I want to give you some help on this one. And I've got a really nice strategy that I think is efficient with time and will help you find the correct answers, the correct matches for the heading and the paragraph. So what's my technique? Let's find out next. Okay, this is my strategy. First of all, do not look at the headings. Okay, what do I mean by headings? So you're gonna have a box with I. You're gonna have I, and so on. IV. These are your headings, your options. So do not look at these to begin with. Okay, may seem strange, but do not look at your options. I go straight to the paragraph, to the passage, and identify the keywords to get a general meaning of each paragraph. And then I create my own headings. Okay, so actually create your own options. And then just write these in the margin or above each paragraph. Remember the tiger shark that we looked at earlier, and we had 3 paragraphs and we had 3 of our own headings. I can't remember, I think it was home, then it was size and weight, I think, and then food, I think, something like that. Create your own headings. Read the key words. Try to understand what's the general idea of this paragraph. So create your own headings. Now what you can do is you can look at the list of headings, okay, identify the keywords within each heading, and you're just really going to match any headings that are really obvious. If you're not sure, leave it. Move on to the next. The ones that you've left, when you come back to them, you will have less options. Good, we've got a question. Thank you. Who's this from? Mimi. Do you have to read the entire paragraph? Yes. Okay, but not for understanding. You don't need to understand what you're reading. But you do need to identify the general idea, just like what we did with the tiger shark. Okay, it said, it talked about how long is it, how much does it weigh. You don't need to understand. It talked about where does it live. You don't need to memorize the locations. You just need to understand, this is talking about size and weight. So just make a note, size and weight. All right, that's what you need to do. Just get an idea of each paragraph. So it's not the same as reading for understanding. And then compare. If you're not sure, you can go back and edit or add your own summary. So remember the tiger shark, and we said length. Maybe we would go back and add weight if we missed that out. Okay. It means that you don't need to keep rereading each paragraph again and again and again. It does take a little bit of time at the beginning to create your own headings for each paragraph. But once you've read the paragraph once, it's unlikely that you'll need to read it again. Let's put this into practice then. Let's have a quick demonstration, and then we'll spend maybe 20, 25 minutes or so on Q&A at the end. Okay, next. So this is what they look like. This is the matching headings. We have our list of headings here. So for the moment, I do not look at my list of headings. All right, I don't look at them. We've got paragraphs A through to I. And what I want to do is really just create my own headings in my words. Or words from the passage. Okay, so next. So create your own headings for each paragraph. I'm going to make it easy, and I'm going to do this. Just paragraphs A, B, C, and D. We don't have time to do the whole section, but we are going to create our own headings for paragraphs A, B, C, and D. And then we are going to compare. We're going to compare these with our options, okay? Just A, B, C, and D. And see if we can get some good matches with this technique. So let's have a look. I think we've got paragraphs A and B. Let's have a look. Next. Okay, paragraphs A and B. Same technique. Let's look for the key information. I don't have to understand what this passage is all about. It's something about the coldest town, world's coldest town. Okay. What's it telling us? You don't need a sat nav. Okay. Cross the river. Follow the M56. Take a left. Final few kilometers. It takes 2 days. 2 days. 2 days, 2 days. Think about summarizing this information. Okay. What else is it saying? The beauty surprised me. Siberia isn't known for its pleasant appearance. Always billed as a place of hardship. Okay. Wintry wonderland. Sounds nice. It sounds important. Crisp, clean sunshine, panorama of conifer trees. Okay, so I don't have to understand what I've just highlighted. I don't need to memorize it. I want to create my own summary. So let's reveal summary for paragraph A. What did we have next? Okay, next, let's reveal. There we go. Okay, remember your summary, you can shorten. It's there to give you an idea what paragraph A is all about. I'm going to do the same for paragraph B. And then I want you guys to think about your own summary for C and D. So let's have a look. Paragraph B. The road began to twist and turn. Okay, untouched hills, mountains, peaks, slopes, valleys deeper, hot spring. Okay, what else? Heavy mist, trees. Okay, all right, that's probably enough. What is this paragraph all about? The hills, the mountains, the slopes, the peaks, the trees. So it's physical things, isn't it? Things that you can see. Let's find out what's the summary for B. Next. Okay, so that's my summary for B. If I get a match talking about the countryside, the shape of the land, I know that it's going to be B. So I just got an idea, what is this paragraph all about? Let's keep going. I will come back to this. So let's keep going. Let's have a look at paragraphs C and D. So next. Okay, so I want you guys to give me your summary. All right, have a go with paragraphs C and D. You don't need to write a lot, okay? You don't need to worry about your grammar. You can just use bullet points, just like I did earlier, but just look for the key words. Okay, I'm not going to write it, but I'm going to have a go at looking for the key words. It sounds important. Okay. Okay. So I've just highlighted keywords in the paragraph, and I want to shorten it down. You know, I don't want to be copying the paragraph. Okay. I want to shorten it. I want a summary. Maria, what have you got? Hardship, barely fit for human habitation. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Anybody else? Paragraph C. What about D? What about D? Bit easier because it's shorter. Okay, what do you think about paragraph D? I've given you the highlighted area. What would you write? Yeah, quiet little town, seasonal settlement. Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a bit of information, 550 inhabitants, power station, schools, shops, hospitals. There's not much. So you could shorten all of that. I mean, it already says quiet little town. Quiet little town, 550 inhabitants. Does that tell you any more? Or can you just use quiet little town? I think it's the same. Power station, school, shops, it's all the same as quiet little town. Let's reveal next. So paragraph C, hardship, out of the vehicle, burning skin, fingertips, breath, lungs. Yes, it's difficult. And what about D? What about D? Okay, let's reveal paragraph D. So yeah, world's coldest, infrastructure. Infrastructure is the buildings, the facilities originated as seasonal settlement. Okay, so we've got our summarized paragraphs. So now we want to compare our summary with the options. So let's have a go next. Okay, next. There we go. So we've got our 4 paragraphs, A, B, C, and D, nicely colored. Okay. And we're going to compare them. So I don't mind which way you begin. You can start with paragraph A and then compare options 1, 2, 3, 4 down to, 11, and then move on to B and so on. I'm going to give you a few minutes. Let's see if you can get some good matches. Okay, if you're not sure, leave it. You know, you can come back to it later. To begin with, you've got 11 options, but the more that you select, the easier it becomes. Towards the end, you might only have 2 or 3 options to choose from. And even if you're running out of time, you can have a guess. Okay, maybe you've got 2 or 3 options left. You've got a good chance of getting it right, even if it's a guess. Okay, so I'll give you a few minutes. Think about matching the same ideas, not the keywords, but the ideas. It should be a good match. What do we think then? What do we think of A, paragraph A? Don't need the sat nav, talking about the journey time. The beauty surprised. It's not known for its appearance, usually hardship. What do we think? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 11. Do we have a match for paragraph A? Answers on the chat box. Well, think about this. Does it have anything to do? So I'm thinking I'm going to start with A. Does it have anything to do with supplies? No. Does it have anything to do with going outside? No. Past and present? No. Contrast? No. Animals? No. Location? No. Keeping out the cut? No. Time of year? No. Better than its reputation? Yeah, quite a few of you on the chat box. IX or 9. Let's reveal next. Let's reveal. Okay, do we have a line? I did have a line. I don't think we have it there, no. Okay, what about 29? The flat plain, that's really the ground. The ground is flat. The hills, the mountains, the peaks, the valleys, the trees. What are we saying here? You're all saying, let's have a look on the chat box. For paragraph B, well, we've got a few different options here. Paragraph B. Is it the supplies? Let's have a look. Is it the supplies? No. Is it the effects? No. Past and present? No. Landscape? That looks maybe. Okay. What about animals? No. Its location? No. Keeping out the cold? No. Time of year? We've already done this one, so that's done. Facilities? More snow? No. It has to be IV, doesn't it? It has to be. The landscape. Hills, mountains, peaks, all different. Valleys, trees, springs. Yeah, so let's reveal next. Oh, there was a line. I thought there was a line. Next. So let's see the line. Yeah, there we go. Okay, what about paragraph C? Hardship out of the vehicle, the burning skin, the fingertips, the breath. and the lungs. What do we think here? Yeah, I think some of you have got this one already. Good, good. So the skin, yeah, we're talking about the effects. Okay, what happens? The skin starts to burn, the fingertips. When you take a deep breath, what happens? These are all the effects. So yeah, we have a good match. Let's reveal. Next. Yeah, number 2. Next. Okay, good, good. One more to go. It's the world's coldest, the Instructor. It originated as a seasonal settlement. What do we think here? So, is it anything to do with the supplies? No. Well, that's a big one. 2's gone already. Is it past and present? Originated as a seasonal settlement? Maybe, yes. I'll put a dot next to that one. It could be. The landscape's gone already. Is it anything to do with animals? Paragraph D. No. Okay, nothing to do with animals. Is it anything to do with how it's affected by its location? No. Keeping out the cold? No. The time of year? No. That's gone. What about very few facilities in the buildings? Maybe. Okay, maybe. But this word here, originated, is pointing me in this direction. Okay. Let's find out. Let's reveal. Next. 3 or 10? Yeah, it was 3. Originated, past and present. Okay, past and present. When it talked about the Instructor, it said it had a shop. We can always go back and check if we're not sure. It had a shop, a power station, it had a hospital, it had a school. So it had the name of the building. Do we know if there was any facilities inside? It didn't mention, the paragraph didn't say inside the hospital, it has lots of equipment, or there is only one operating. It didn't tell us. Inside the school, did it tell us what was there? No, it just said a school. So it's not that one. But the originated, past and present, yes. Okay, good, good. Thank you, guys. Let's confirm. Next slide, I think, is Q&A. Oh no, there might be. Yeah, let's do Q&A. We've got some. What have I got? Some promotional material that I've got to cover as well. So now's question time. If you have a question all about the reading exam, please let me know. Now's your chance. Okay, if you've got something that you're not sure about, is it okay if I do this? Is it okay if I try something? Is this all right? Let me know. Now's the chance. Again, if you're on Facebook, you can type in your question. Those are being monitored, and I can make sure I can answer your questions. This is your chance. Don't be shy. Oh, no questions. I'm surprised. Questions about the reading exam. Let's see. Surely there must be one question, at least one. I'm not letting you go home until you've asked at least one question. What have we got? Here we go, chat box. Does skimming and scanning should do first? Okay. So remember, skimming That was like throwing the rock or the pebble. That's going to help you understand what each paragraph is about. Okay, so you're going to do skimming first. Scanning is about searching. So you don't want to search the whole passage. You want to find the right paragraph first, and then you're going to search the paragraph for the specific information. So normally skimming first and then scanning. Effectively, you're going to have an idea of which paragraph to look and then search that paragraph. So that's the general order that you're going to have. But good, thank you for the question. We have a question from Joyce. What type of question you can expect? Chronological answer. Okay. This is difficult to answer. However, general training is usually in order. Academic, they do tend to mix up your answers. What I would suggest is look for the bold headings. They will point you in the right direction, but do not expect them all to be in order. Okay, general training, more likely to be in order. Okay, next question, Lourdes, that's a nice name. Is it advisable to only read the first and last sentence in the paragraph? No. Ielts will, or the people that write the exam will put the answers anywhere. I have noticed that I've seen some exams where the first question, the answer can be on the very first line. And some of them where the first question could be 5 paragraphs down. So, you know, it doesn't always make or follow on. It's all about finding the right information and then locating the answer. Aisha, when I start reading, my hand is shivering. So what do I do for it? Coffee. Yeah, I think that's nerves, you know. I mean, I'm joking, but I think it's nerves. You're being nervous. And what's the best way to overcome being nervous? Practice. You know, imagine your first day at work. I think we all probably suffered from first day nerves. You know, we don't want to make a mistake. We don't want to lose our job on the first day. What happens that the more you do your job, you know, the day after day, you become confident, you know, you're comfortable, you become relaxed. So yeah, if you're frightened, practice. The more that you do it, the better and easier it will become. But yeah, thank you, Aisha, and good luck. Just relax. Sandy, question time. Distribution of questions. There is no distribution of time. You have 1 hour and that's it. Okay, how you manage your time is totally up to you. How you distribute your time is also up to you. You actually don't have to answer the questions in order. If you want to start with a particular section first, you can do. My advice, I generally don't really worry about searching the exam for one style or the other, because I just feel that that's going to waste a bit of time. So I normally just go through 1 all the way through to 40. If you want to do it differently, you can. So distribution of time, you've got to manage the hour. Abigail, is it the best way to answer first the matching headings to the whole read? So time pressure. Yeah, this is kind of similar to Sandy's question, I think. How should you manage your time? Yeah, you've got to complete everything within the hour. There is one thing that I want to mention, and this is not, it's kind of similar to your question. It's about managing your time. You've got 1 hour and you've got to do 40 questions, and you have to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. Okay, paper-based only. But I think most people do take the paper-based. It's more popular. One piece of advice that I will say, and I've tried this myself, option 1 is to do questions 1 to 40, non-stop, and then transfer 40 answers onto your answer sheet. I find if I do this option, question, 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 all the way up to 40, when I get to the later questions, like question 32, 35, 36, I'm really starting to get tired. Mentally, it can be quite draining, you know, doing question after question. What I like to do is I like to have almost a break in between sections. And what I do is I actually stop, transfer my answers to the answer sheet, and then go back. And I just find that that little period where you're not really thinking, you're not searching for answers, all you're doing is transferring. You might transfer maybe 5 or 6 questions at a time. I just find that that little break keeps your energy levels higher towards the end of the exam. And if you do run out of time, imagine if you only have 1 minute to transfer 40 questions, you're probably going to make a mistake, which is such a shame because your answers or your band score comes from your answer sheet only. So if you do run out of time, your answer sheet will be mostly complete. Okay. But just going back to your question, should you tackle the difficult styles first? I don't mind. There's no right or wrong answer to that question. If you find it works for you, then keep going. You know, I'm not going to stop you if it works for you. Personally, I just go 1 to 40, but there is no wrong answer. If you want to tackle them in a different way, that's fine. Myla, we've got a question here. Are we provided pen and paper in computer-based exam? No, you're not. I suppose, no, it's actually a good question. But you're not allowed pen and paper, which is kind of strange, I think, because even when I'm working on a laptop or a computer, sometimes a pen and paper can be useful. But sadly, no. You can make notes on the computer, not literally on the computer, but using the computer. Yeah, don't write on the keyboard or the side of the machine. Yeah, you can make notes using the computer. The reason that I believe that they don't allow you pen and paper for the computer is because they do save all of your information. And if you're taking the paper-based, they do take your paper-based notes as well. So if you're doing the computer-based exam, you do have the option of writing down notes. You can type it, you can draw it, you know, whatever's quickest, whatever works best for you. Okay, I guess if you're taking the computer-based exam, you're probably doing that because you're faster on the computer. You're more relaxed using a computer. Me personally, I prefer pen and paper. I'm old school. But yeah, whichever works best for you is the answer. Okay, but yeah, good question. Any more questions? Reading exam. Reading exam. What about, I'm just thinking of some questions that you might have. Lowercase or uppercase answers. What do you think? Does it matter? Any idea? Actually, it doesn't matter. If you want to write your answer all capital letters, that's fine. No problem at all. If you want to write them lowercase, again, doesn't matter. even if you're writing, let's say one of your answers is a noun, okay? Maybe your answer, I don't know, is Manila, okay, as in the location. Normally, you should have a capital M for Manila, okay? Or maybe a person's name. You would expect it to have a capital letter. If you're writing it all in lowercase, that's fine. This is a reading exam, not a writing exam. So capitals, lowercase, whichever you prefer, there's no grammar marks being lost, okay? However, spelling is important, okay? Spelling is important. And remember, you're just copying the answer from the reading passage. So there shouldn't be any problem with spelling at all. You will be very annoyed with yourself if you get the spelling wrong, because you're just copying from the answer sheet. Well, sorry, from the reading passage even. Any more questions? I'm thinking of a few questions that you might have. Okay, what about 40 questions? How many questions do I need to get correct if I'm targeting a band score of blank? Okay, so let me know the band score. It's different for general training and academic, by the way. So if you're targeting academic, it's usually a 7, isn't it? A band 7 academic, that is 30 to 32, correct. Okay, if you get 30, that's a 7 for academic. 31, again, it's a 7. 32 is also a 7. Okay, what about maybe a 6? Okay, again, academic, 6. Band 6 is 23 to 26. Okay, so any of those, 23, 4, 5, or 6 is all a band 6. Okay, and there are half band scores in between as well. What you will notice is that with a few extra questions correct, you can jump up half a band score. So it is easy, it is achievable to improve your band score with only a couple of extra questions correct. All right, we've got a couple more questions. What have we got here? Oh, quite a few actually. Where did all these come from? Okay, let's have a look. Right, I've missed all these questions just suddenly appeared. What happened here? That's okay. I think I'm on Jazz. We must finish in 1 minute in one quote. Okay. Is that me or? I don't know. Don't quite understand that question. What's next? Minnie, where can we get more passages to practice on? There are lots on the internet. Okay, all free. World English, we have hundreds, okay, that we will provide you with practice material and the answer keys as well, nice and convenient. So we have lots of practice material. Sandy, how much time to locate for each question? You can't really do it on a per question. Some questions are easy, some questions are more difficult, but do keep track of the time. You have to manage your own time. I guess it comes down to practice, knowing how an hour feels, pacing yourself. Adabisi, what are the strategies in answering questions with Roman numerals? I think this was the matching headings. So I did look at that earlier. Create your own headings and then just compare your summary with the options that are in Roman numerals. That's the matching headings. Gladys, capitalization. Yeah, I covered that earlier. Yeah, you can write in capitals, lowercase, that's fine. Sheena, for TFNG, is it always in, oh, true, false, not given. Yeah, no, I missed that one. Is it always in order? No. Just because it says true, false, no, it could be Not given, true, not given, false, true. It doesn't matter, any order. However, it's quite common that you will get one of each. All right. So if you have a block of questions, true, false, not given, nearly always, not 100%, but nearly 100%, you will get one of each. So if you've answered true, not given, true, not given, true, not given, and you've finished the section, none of your answers are false, there is a good chance that at least one of them is wrong. Joyce, most type of questions they usually give during IELTS actual exam. What's your question? Oh, the type of question, there's going to be a mix. The exam paper will be a mix of all of those styles. You nearly always have all of them. Probably the most common is missing words. All right, they will appear at least more than once. That's the most common, missing words. Lourdes, if we are to read first the questions, how can we memorize all the questions? Yeah, just do one question at a time. You don't memorize all the questions. No, just one at a time. But always go to the question first, break the question down into key parts, and then you know what you're looking for. But one question at a time, yeah, not all of them. We've got a question, how to improve the score if you're stuck with the same number, practice many times. We do help you with reading. We also help with listening as well. This is where a review center can definitely help. If you're having a hard time, you can actually arrange a one-on-one. If you're having a hard time with reading, you can have a reading session. That's what's flexible. You can choose what the area that you want to focus. If you want to focus, 10 sessions on speaking, fine. If you want to have 8 sessions on writing and 2 on reading, that's fine. If that works for you, that's the best. Lourdes, if we are to read, wait a minute, we did that one as well. Yeah. Roman numerals there again. I think they're copied. Okay. Aisha, how many days do we need to practice before the reading exam? I would actually prefer to answer this instead of days. I would normally answer this in terms of practice exam papers, okay? And I normally say, on average, it might be less, it might be more, but I normally say a good number to aim for is 10. You should be completing 10 practice exam papers before you are anywhere near ready for the exam. I think it takes you 2 or 3 exams to get used to the style. It takes you another 2 or 3 to get used to the tricks, and then another 2 or 3 to really improve your band score. What I would say, though, in terms of practicing, make it easy for yourself. You don't always have to work through the paper and then find the answer with an answer key. You can work backwards. And to begin with, I actually find this a really good technique. Have the answer and then work out the how did you find where it is. That's actually a good technique if you're new to the reading exam. And this really gives you a lot of confidence. It helps you with the style and the format. But instead of how many days, think about this. How many exam do I need to do in full? Aim for 10 is my suggestion. It could be more or less, though. Okay, good. Any more questions? Any more questions? Okay. If you do, that's fine. Just post them on the chat. I will answer them. But let's go back to the slide. I've got a few more things that I must cover. So next slide. Okay, I'm going to come back to that in a minute, but next slide. So why should you come to World English? So yeah, self-review. It will help you a little bit. But if you want to get over the 7s, you really need help. You need somebody to point out your mistakes, to give you strategy, to give you the tips and advice. And that's what a review centre is for. There are good review centres and bad review centres. Always feel free to ask questions of your trainer. Ask them what band score did they get. You know, if they don't want to answer your question, I think you've got to say thank you, goodbye. They should be, you know, they should be a 9, you know, or 8.5 at a minimum. Okay. What's next? Yeah, we have a selection of teachers, all with a wealth of experience. Okay, so all teachers at World English, same high levels, all expert levels, not just in one area, all 4 areas of Ielts. Okay, next. Highly trusted. Yeah, we do deal with many students. And because we can offer a tailored service that's personal to you, it means that you're able to develop and learn faster. Okay, what's next? Yeah, not a factory approach. I've seen 1 or 2 of the IELTS preparation centres, and they just have lectures, you know, with 50 or 100 people watching. Well, you know, if you have a question, they might not have time to answer it. I think the best way to learn is one-on-one. You know, you do get some benefit from watching a video, but to be honest, why spend the money? There's lots of videos on YouTube that you can probably watch for free. You know, is that going to help you? Not much. You need the feedback. You know, you need somebody there to say, right, this is your problem. This is what you can work on. And this is a strategy that's going to work for you. Okay, any more? Of course, daily guidance, yeah. There's no point sending an email, you know, a week later, you get a reply. That's not good service. So yeah, if you need help, there are plenty of teachers and staff and admin ready to help you, whether it's booking a schedule, helping you register for the exam. You know, we're there every step of the way. Okay, and one more, I think. Yeah, flexibility. You can choose the hours. You know, you can choose the schedule, the one-on-ones that fits in with you. If you want to do the drills at 2 o'clock in the morning, that's fine. They're there for you. So it does work around your schedule. Okay, next slide. Oh yeah, no more dubious offers. One more. Yeah, I've seen these lifetime reviews. I don't know why that's even offered. Do you really want to review for the rest of your life? The only thing that tells me is that they know that they're not able to train you in a reasonable time. So that I wouldn't have confidence in a company that says you might be with us for a very long time. Okay, give yourself a time period. You know, be reasonable. You know, it might take 1 month, 2 months, but you shouldn't be spending a year reviewing. Something is going wrong with your training if you're still reviewing after a year. Okay, I think next slide. Okay, yeah, we've got another link. Online class. There's another live one, 18th of July, that's Sunday, 9:30 in the morning till 12. So there's you can scan the code, or if you just go onto our Facebook page, you can register to watch this. So this is going to cover, we've got some special guests from British Council that will be talking with you live. And we will also be going through all 4 areas of the Ielts exam, what to expect. So today I was just looking at reading, but it's going to be all 4 areas. Okay, so come and join us, 18th of July. Okay, what else? Next. Yeah, we've got some special promotional offers. Normally nearly 4,800 peso, now just under 4,300 peso. So that's available just for another week or so. Come and join our program. You're going to get up to 108 hours, 1 month of interactive lectures, drills, and one-on-one coaching. And the one-on-one for me is so important. I always say, if you want to play the guitar, how many videos do you need to watch? Well, it's a trick question. You need to pick up the guitar, okay? You need to practice. You need to make the mistakes and correct them. And that one-on-one is so helpful to identify what you're doing wrong and what you can improve on. So come and join the program. If you want a one-on-one with me or any of the teachers, you need to book in. Okay, next. What else do we have? Next. Yeah, we've got some books and materials. There are how many? There's lots and lots of questions for task 1 and task 2. So if you're worried about your writing, we have a large selection of questions with model answers written from a band 9. We've also got the drills for listening and reading as well. Special promotion: buy 2 books, get the 3rd one for free. Okay, 1,110 peso each. Okay, so buy 2, get 1 extra. Okay, if you're interested in these books, please just send a quick message. We've got the mobile number on screen, website, Facebook. Come and contact us on any of those methods for any questions. Okay, any more information? Any more slides? Okay, yeah, next. All right, here's our main page. Again, you can contact us on Facebook Messenger. Just visit our main page, hit like as well. And if you have a quick look in the chat box, just a little bit higher, we've got all the links there for Facebook Messenger, Facebook page, and contact phone numbers as well. So they're on the chat box at the moment. Okay, thank you. That's good. There was a question just before, tips to enhance comprehension. So you're talking about grammar. Practice. That's the main answer. If you've got a problem with the reading exam, the more that you do, the better you will become. Angie, another question. Do you have speaking one-on-one? Is it included in the package? Yes. Oh, well, you're saying no. Yeah, speaking one-on-one. Shah, correct me if I'm wrong, but speaking one-on-one is one of the main parts of the package. Yeah, you can arrange one-on-one sessions. It is tailored that you can choose whether you want to have more speaking sessions or more writing sessions, or if you want to have one-on-one with the reading, you can do that as well. So it's very personalized to you. But yeah, speaking is included, definitely. I do that all the time. So you can arrange a session with me. We'll have a proper speaking practice, just like in the exam. And I will grade you just like the examiners. Okay. All right. I think we're at the end, a little bit over, but that's okay. Any more slides? I think that's it. Yeah, that's yeah. So thank you. Yeah, of course. Thank you everyone for attending. I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you got some good information. I hope you got some good information about the reading exam. Okay, but yeah, please contact us. Hopefully you'll join up. Okay.
Okay,
There we
so
go. All right, thank you guys.
thank you, Barry.
So we are, you're welcome.
As always, so on behalf of the IFNG family, and we would like to thank you for sharing us your expertise with regard to this sub test and the Ielts exam. So Sir Marvin is already gone because of his personal agenda. So thank you, Miss Cha, for taking over earlier. So thank you, Barry. See you
All right,
again
you're welcome.
on your next.
Yeah, hopefully see you again soon.
All right.
Goodbye. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.